I mean, you guys have loved this film so much. It's funny, it's romantic, it's lavish, and it's such a joy and a pleasure to see it. And just for all of you involved, kind of what attracted you to come on board this project?
Oh, not everyone at once.
Go for it.
I think, the first time I saw Crazy Rich Asians, it was the book, and it was at JFK Airport at a Hudson News. And I remember looking at this cover and the title and the cover, and I was like, what is this? And I turned around and kind of read as I do with books. And it wasn't historic. It wasn't about fleeing a village. It was a modern. it was a modern day romance that centered around the journey of an Asian American woman, and that in itself meant a lot. And when I found out it was being made into, you like that, Jing? When I found out it was being made into a film, at first I wasn't like, well, call my agent. I was literally like, this is amazing, and I will support it in every way that I can. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Oh, actually, my wife and I had read Crazy Rich Asians before it got greenlit into a movie, and it was, we love the book so much, and then when I found out that the movie was being greenlit, I met up with John Chu, and I was doing a show at that time, my own show, and I didn't know if I actually could work on the show, but on the movie, but I told him, I said, anything I can do in general, even if I'm not in it, I just want to support this, and I've actually, I have a passion for having Asian American filmmakers having their voices heard, and it's something that I believe in very strongly, and actually my show, my first time saying it here, when my show was canceled, John gave me the offer, and I was on a flight to Kuala Lumpur, and then the first scene that you'll see me on literally was the day after my show ended, and it might have been why I played it so aggressively hard. So enjoy. But needless to say, it's so full circle, and if it wasn't, honestly, Crazy Rich Asians is the most significant cultural milestone film I've ever been a part of in a major studio, and I could not have been more grateful and honored, and there is a bond between all of us. We are bonded forever by the annals
Ken's
of cinema.
email chain.
Okay. Yeah. But thank you, guys.
I mean, it's an incredible cast and an incredible production. What was the vibe like on set when you were shooting it? Did you was it a full bonding experience? Was it just incredible? Tell us a little bit about what it was to make it.
I think for a lot of us, it was the general consensus was the fact that we had Asians from all over the world. It wasn't just American Asians. It was the British Asians, Australians, Malaysians, Singaporeans. The fact that we all were brought together for this one kind of beautiful project, and we had all struggled at some point in explaining our Asianness or trying to justify our Asianness, and to be able to celebrate it in such a monumental way with the backing of Warner Brothers, one of the greatest studios in sort of cinematic history. It's a statement, and that's what John really wanted to make, especially with John PENOTTI, Nina Jacobson, Brad Simpson. Everybody had to make the hard decision of where this movie had to go, and it was a toss-up between putting it to be streamed, or in this pantheon that we all sit in now, to be sort of, I suppose, put into the history books, which it really has been. So we all knew it was something special, and we hoped for the best for it, but the outcome has been beyond anything we ever expected, and I think it's just going to continue to do bigger and better.
And
I'll grab it myself. Sleeping.
What was the question?
The question was actually, what was the vibe like on set?
Oh, okay, because
Henry
it was a
took it
beautiful
beyond,
answer.
way and beyond.
That was a lovely answer, but I did forget the question. The vibe was good. It's basically like,
See, that's all you had to say, Henry.
She's my
It was a good
translator.
yeah,
The vibe was good.
all
Thank
good
you.
vibes here, and yeah, it was fun, and it was cool to sort of like be on vacation, but also like doing the thing you love. I mean, like we
Eating.
all enjoy acting. eating. Nora and I like to improv a lot.
We had some.
There's some
moments,
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And karaoke.
Oh,
There's a lot of karaoke.
And Constance, since you've got the mic now, I read that you were the one and only choice to play Rachel. Can you tell us a little bit about and you were also not just the producers wanted you to play Rachel, but also you wanted that role really bad. Kind of what attracted you to this character?
I don't know. that she's. Well, there are a lot of things that attracted me to the project. I mean, I had done a TV show. I'm still on it, called Fresh Off the Boat, which was the first. And I knew how important when I did that. It was so important to a lot of people when that premiered. Like, people would come up to me crying and be like, "I never saw myself on TV." So I sort of knew that this would mean a lot to people because representation equals possibility. So that's why I wanted to take the movie. But Rachel, in and of herself, I love that she, has a really cool job that requires like a lot of credentials. She's an economist or economics professor. She doesn't need saving. And I love that she is she's rooted in her identity at the beginning, and then she sort of goes through a trial and loses herself a little bit, only to come back to a firmer sense of identity, which is something I think a lot of people who grow up as not the dominant culture, wherever they are, be it Australia or England or anywhere, that's something that we all like navigate. So that was fun. Yeah.
And the film's about to come out in the UK in a few weeks. It's been a raging success in the States. What do you hope that people take from it over here?
Oh wow! Yeah.
Let's pass it to PENOTTI, I think.
The conversations, as Constance alluded to, as people are coming out of the theater, and I will admit, over the last few weeks, I show up at different theaters at different times, and I do. Sorry, and you see families coming out. They stop. They talk about it. They said, they hear something I didn't hear in the film, and the conversation continues. So if we could have just a modicum of that happening here, man, that would be incredible. So talk about it, see it twice, 3 times.
I think for me as well, growing up in this country, when I first entered the acting industry like 10 years ago, all the roles that were available to me were prostitutes, takeaway owners, and illegal immigrants. And when you only see that reflected in yourself in mainstream society, you think there's something wrong with you, and you think, is that all I'm good for? And it crushes your soul, because I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but my dad's a professor and I studied law. And I remember thinking, I just wish there was brave warriors that created a revolution before me that could have allowed me to come in and just be a normal person and be the person that I think I am. And I'm so proud to be here with these guys who are just like my family, to be that wave. Hopefully that is what's gonna, make people proud of everything we've kind of been a little bit ashamed of.
I think you guys need to go and you guys need to see the film. And really, it's over now to you guys. So when the film is over, tweet about it, share it, come see it again when it's out. And please join me again in thanking both the Friends of Warner Brothers and the BFI, and all the casting crew of Crazy Rich Asians, which I'm going to assure you is going to be an absolute hoot. So please join me in thanking them for coming tonight.